Hi, Hal here with more Space Engineers. Yay! And as you can see, I am making a bunch of stuff. A whole bunch of stuff. Mainly because we ran out of some parts, and we ran out of materials, surprisingly. Ran out of platinum and gold, and just platinum and gold. So, also ran out a bit of time, so we didn't get quite everything done. We did make a bit of progress, but we're going to talk about that. First, we have to get started, so let's go. So happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day and a terrific week thus far. And, yeah, so let's get in here. All right, so we've gotten quite a bit of things. Like, we've got all of the smaller thrusters welded up. We have the larger, both hydrogen and ion thrusters welded up on both sides. Now, we do still have a few thrusters that we need to weld. We've got the descent control thrusters, or I guess those would be ascent control thrusters, the descent control thrusters. We did start welding some of these up on the other side. I did not get a chance to work more on the cowling that we were talking about last time, which is unfortunate because I did want to get more of this done. I just ran into a problem with timing. Part of it is because, well, it's all because of my personal choices. I was provided a copy of a different game that I had been wanting and had been on. So, Space Engineers is on Steam. Most of my library of games is on Steam. There was a game that I wanted to play that was on a different library platform that recently launched on Steam, and I was lucky enough to get a copy. And I don't know if I'm going to play it on camera, like if I'll do a series with it, I may. But yeah, I ended up basically losing like a day and a half to the damn game, so yeah. It was not good. Oh. Anyway, talking about this game, let's go ahead and grab parts for this. Here we go with the it's going to hang, and I really should have known better. But, is what it is, right? Hey, come on, you can do it. You can do it. I wasn't thinking. I was like, oh, I'll just, pull parts out. It's fine. It's fine. Oh. There we go. All right. So, let's get some of these welded up. They should all be turned off now. All right. A couple more of these. Okay, so while we're gathering some parts, let's see, we need metal grids. We're just gonna pull these out by themselves. It's a bit easier if we do it this way. This way we don't have to worry about the system going crazy. Quite so much, at least. Go ahead and get you welded up. What we'll do is we'll just go through and do these, components at a time. Because we're going to need to get all of these out here anyway, so, is what it is, right? Okay, so as I was going to say, I want to say hello and welcome. We seem to have grown the community a little bit this past week or so. So I do appreciate everybody that's stopping in and sticking with us. Always a nice thing to see. For those who are new to the channel, I don't generally worry about the numbers so much, but you know, I do like to welcome folks when we see a larger influx of new folks stopping in. Anyway, let's get these metal grids in place and welded up. Oh, yeah, it's been a crazy week for me. For those who are new to the channel and don't know, I recently completed my coursework for my MBA, and I got my my E diploma earlier this week. It's hard to believe that, yeah, it's been a little just under 6 years to complete both my bachelor's, and then I immediately followed it up with the MBA. So yeah. Anyway, so yes, I'm a little out of it this week. So between that and the that other game, my time has just been completely off this week. Let's grab, I think it's thruster components that I need for those. So let's just go ahead and grab those. We're gonna see if we can get the last couple of these guys welded up over here. Oh, but yeah. So for the folks who have been following for a while, we're offering your congrats. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. So, I don't always get the ability or have the time to stop in and say it directly to everyone, but I do want y'all to know I do notice when you say it, and even if I don't reply, it is appreciated. I do try to reply to everybody at least, yeah, but sometimes the days just get away from me. Anyway, we're gonna just get the last couple of these thruster components in. Because what we want to do is I want to try and get one of these nacelles completely welded up. Well, I should say this thruster array completely welded up. That way you can see what it's going to look like. Like I said, we will be reproducing this on the other side. I think we actually... Oh no, I don't have the rest of the thrusters in yet. So what I'll have to do is I have to go add the other thrusters in, and then reproduce the cowling that we've put over this whole thing. Or fairing, if you prefer. Oh. Let's grab a few more. Like I said, we are pretty close to being done with this particular thruster array. I think... Now, have I been... I know I dropped some parts out here earlier. Hopefully, what do we need for that? Construction components. Alright, that's easy enough. Alright, so I only need 80, 120, like 120. Which I know we have, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. Let's just go ahead and grab 120. We're going to grab the construction components. Grab that, grab that. I should have some grids floating around. There we go. Grab a few of those and a couple of those. I think that's everything we need for you guys. There you go. And finish that guy off. Okay. So that's what it looks like now. So what you're going to end up with is there will be 3 of the yellowish hydrogen engines in the middle there, and then you'll have the rest of it surrounded by the ions. So this ship should actually have a decent amount of acceleration, because not only will we have all of this duplicated on the other half, we've got a nice little push array back here. We've got 4 more large hydrogen as well as the 6 large ions. We have a couple of large ions on either side here that haven't been fully welded up yet. Which is why we are making a ridiculous number of thruster components. I spent, I don't know, maybe 3 hours today so far, hand mining down in the platinum hole over there. Just a lot of platinum. I don't know, I think at one point I had pulled out, I want to say almost probably close to 100k. I think it was probably around 60 or 70k today that I pulled out. No, actually, I guess it had to be more than that. Oh no, I lost track. Energy low. At one point in time, I know I had about 30k going through the refineries at any one point, and I did that a couple of times. So, yeah, no, I guess it was like a little over 100k. Oh. Mind flies when you're... Anyway. So, yes, we've gotten everything pretty much working on board the ship now. The only thing, like I said before, is we're just trying to get the thrusters done. Once we have the thrusters completed, the ship really is ready to go at that point. Everything else for, like, the armor, I'll do completely off camera, but just because it doesn't need to be done. You've seen me do most of it on camera already. So, anyway. Alright, so let's get charged up here. I do apologize if I seem a little low energy this evening. It is a little after midnight my time. And like I said, I've been space engineers for like the last 4 or 5 hours at this point. Just trying to get all this stuff done and caught up. I should know better than to load a new game when I'm working on something like this. But it wouldn't be me and it wouldn't be fun if I did, right? Let's see, I'm kind of tempted. Oh no, because those are the walls in between. What I was going to say is I was kind of tempted to put windows in there, in these grooves, which I think would look really cool. But the only thing is that the stuff behind it is just, it's a wall. There's nothing, they would give you no view. It could be interesting just for a texture, for a difference in the texture. Because what we would do is we would have these windows, the middle portions of the window frame, running the length of this stuff. Which again could be interesting because those are half blocks there. So I could actually take those out and put the mid window. Because then what you'd have is basically what looked like a small trench with handrails walking down the middle here. I might do that as a test just to try it and see how it looks. Actually, I want to see. How much PCU do you guys take? You're only one PCU, so it wouldn't be... I wouldn't be losing anything, and I wouldn't be gaining anything for doing it. Other than, you know, a new texture. Which... I might do. Alright, let's talk about stuff going on inside the this hangar area here. Now, I've been trying to decide... Do we want to have the hangar space having the doors facing aft or off to either port or starboard, depending on which side of the hangar, which side of the ship the hangar is on? Let's drop all this stuff off, just because I don't need it right this second. Alright, and so I'm thinking that I kind of like the idea of having the doors on this side. Now, there's a couple of reasons for this. One is that you would have, as the operator in the control room over there, you would have better visibility of things coming in. You wouldn't have to wait until the ship was in before you would, as flight ops, you want to be, have as much visibility into it as possible. It also adds to the fact that will give us a wall here to soak up damage before any type of protection we put in front of the jump drives. And I think that's where most of my thought process on it is. So we're going to take this stuff out. And there. Alright, there you go. Okay, so if we do it this way, come on. And now what I will often do is when I'm doing these types of builds, is I will run a line. I will usually run a line of regular blocks directly behind it, or even heavy armor blocks directly behind, just to be able to close this area off. But I'm thinking we may... do I want to do that this time? I don't know if I want to do that this time or not. I think we're just going to go... I think we're going to go with the blast doors. Let's try the blast doors. Now, part of this is because of the way that the airtight calculations work. Sometimes it works the way you're expecting it to, and sometimes it doesn't. What? And there you go. Okay. There we go. And that's going to allow us to have a little bit of space there, which gives us the ability to sculpt. So part of the reason why we've got this laid out the way we do is because I'm going to be carrying some of these lines back through the rest of the ship, basically to give us the ability to cover these blast doors and to get rid of what has become a very large flat surface. Oh, but eventually the outer armor will come out either through direct layering or through greebling. The difference being is that let me show you here. When we're talking about direct layering, we're talking about this kind of stuff. And when we're talking about greebling, it's like the stuff you saw up on the top, where we use the little half ramps and we do all sorts of little bits and pieces just to make it look a little bit more interesting. So what we'll probably end up with is some form of I don't want to say network, but I guess network works in this particular case, but it'll just be basically a various pieces of armor thrown onto the ship. There will be rhyme and reason to it, but hopefully it looks, at least interesting. Right. Anyway, do I have plates on me? I have a few plates left. Okay, let's get some of that loaded up. There we go. Still have a couple of plates left, and just in case, take a look over on this side, make sure, yes, okay, everything on the side is. And then what we'll do here is I need to put, oh, I could actually sneak some stuff in here. We may end up putting some gyros in there. Wow. I may do some gyros. Anyway, right, so that gets us the hangar idea done. And now we need, that's what, 5 blocks? So if we do, say 1 block like that, and we're going to continue what we had before. Just something like that. Flip you around. And I'm going to run out of plates here really quickly. See, told you. Alright. So that gets you an idea of what this is, what this design is going to look like, or what this area is going to look like when it's done. You're all welded up, right? Okay, let's grab some plates. Go in here. We'll grab these really fast because we can. Sure, 200 plates should be good. I'm not planning on welding stuff up on camera right this second. We're gonna place you there, and you. We are going to place there. Now that we are going to weld up, and I don't know if I'm going to leave that. I may leave this different or differentiate it like this so that we can get in there if we need to. I mean, I could, if I really wanted to, I guess I could go ahead and put 3 more gyros in, and that would give me 6 total because we have one on both port and starboard side. And that would give me a little bit better handling on the ship, which, you know, to be fair, we do kind of need right now. Oh, that's what else I wanted to do. I knew there was something else I wanted to do. So we could go. You're all facing the same way. Yes, yes. What I'll do is I'll take these other 2 out, weld up the first one, place the second one, weld it up, place the third one, weld it up, and then put the block back in. Alright, so let's head this way really quick, because I will forget if I don't do this now. Yep, I'll go. And the other place I want to put gyros, so we're going to go up the forward section here. And we are placing gyros for days. Yep, there we go. And there you go. Yeah, so I had a couple of people asking me, how do you figure out how many gyros you need? It's kind of, I mean, there are some rules to it as far as calculating it. So each gyro has a maximum Newton rating. Actually, here, it's probably easier to explain this when we're actually looking at it here. Alright, let's grab some of the ones. Okay, so basically what will happen is you've got a max power, obviously, and then there are Oh, they changed it so it's RPM now. Okay. Interesting. So it used to be rated in newtons, in, I want to say meganewtons actually, but now it's in RPM. But basically, what this does is the RPM generates a bit of kinetic force, well, technically rotational force. You get the idea. And what happens is each one of those is, you know, X amount of newtons of influence on the grid. So what you need to do is figure out, you know, how much of maneuverability do you want, and that will help you determine which way the gyros, you know, how many gyros you need. Generally speaking, you want at least one gyro for every, I want to say, 2.5 large cargo worth of mass if it was full of ice or platinum. So just using that as a benchmark. 1, 2, 3, 6, 12, 24. So at 24 we need at least 6 for the rest of the mass, because we have a ridiculous amount of mass on here. We're going to take that up to at least 3 times that value. Actually, yeah, at least 3 times that value. So you want at least, so I want at least 18 on this ship just to be able to do basic navigation. We're not talking combat tactics of any kind. We're talking flying a straight line and kind of turn. Right, we're up to 22 placed. We have the 12 in the back, we have 10 up front, that's 22, and then we're going to probably throw some more in here back on the where the thrusters are. Oh, I just realized I'm out of power. Oh, that's bad. That's bad, that's bad, that's bad. Get me in there. And I just closed off the quick way.
No energy.
Ow, 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 ow. Just need to get in here long enough to get some power so that we can get in and not die when we try to get into the actual ship. There you go. Oh, alright. I forgot I had my headlamp on, so let's go get healed up and get our power back on. Alright. And now we go back out, actually. Well, now it's faster to go this way, but I was thinking it's probably easier and faster to go through the upper hallway area. Actually, do I have plates? I do still have plates. Let's go the other way. Go over here, because we have to work on this side anyway. Alright. And so we're going to do the same thing over here that we did over on the starboard side. Grab that stuff. There we go. Alright, and there's that side. We do the same here. Damn auto rotate. I really hate the fact that auto rotate's the key. And I know I can go and change the setting. But I have been playing this game for so long that if I went through and started changing all of the default keys, oh, it would destroy me. Alright, and one more row. I said one more row. There we go. Alright. We're going to have that come through this way. That's going to come down. You guys are going to be like so. Get the last couple of you in here. Come here. There. And we get a few more in. Okay. And that gets us our mirrored position on both sides. Yes? See if we can get a better shot of that. There we go. Yeah, that should be good. We'll grab some plates and weld that up really quick. Just because we can. We want all of the plates. Actually, made I don't know, 15K plates or something like that. It's rather crazy how much time I've been doing this today. And I'm not doing it for sympathy. Well, after being on the game for so long today, I'm just kind of rambling now, so I do apologize if it gets annoying. Oh, alright, let's get the last few of these welded up. Awesome. It'll look better. Actually, I kind of like the dirty look of that. How are we doing now? We have plenty of blocks, plates. Okay, Hal, you're getting old, buddy. All right. Let's grab these. Get these all loaded up. So yeah, I've been basically watching a lot of YouTube lately. You know, now that we've finished the degree of relaxing a little bit this past week. Next week, we start doing the search for the full-time job. As much as I enjoy doing YouTube stuff, it doesn't pay the bills, so yeah. Alright. Hey look, the ship is slowly coming together. Now, I'm probably, I don't know. I had been thinking about doing something on this side. You know, to close some of this in a little bit. And I played around with some design ideas on the other side over here on the starboard, where there's at least, you know, a little bit of protection on this area when you're coming in. And so what I'm thinking I may do is, let's go here maybe. Let's see how this looks. Because what I was thinking about was having something that, you know, basically we'd have a little bit more protection on this stuff coming in than what we had without it. You know, it's like, I want the hangers to be easy to get in and out of, but I also want them to be, you know, kind of safe. I guess I could actually follow that line. So if we did that, this would still be here. Alright, so what we're talking about here is we'd have something like this. Ah. And I was thinking, this might not be a bad look, actually. Let's get all these in here really quick. So like I said, it's not anything that needs to be overly complicated. But I do like the idea that ships can come out, maneuver around however they need, and then take off. I think I like this. And then what we can do down here is we can do, say, something like this. Oh, guess it helps if I have steel plates. Also helps if I go get power before we die. There you go. Have to wait for everything to catch up. Hey, look at that. See? We can get in and out of this entire base without killing ourselves, usually. So we're going to go ahead and go back the way we came. Mainly because it's a little bit faster than going the other way. And I hope I didn't just depressurize the ship doing that. Oh, I didn't leave any of those open. Everything looks completely full, so we're not gonna stress too much about it. Oh, plates. Get it together, Hal. Come on. All right, let's grab. That's more than I want. We'll grab that. Okay. But yeah, so what I was saying is here, I'm thinking we can do something maybe like this. Where we end up having, you know, just something a little bit different. Of course, that then has issues there, but we can deal with that. So we have it go like that. How about if we do, how does that look? You would be I'd probably just go with that then. Yeah, I like that. That works. Look at that. And then this gives us the option that if we wanted to put lights or something in here, we'd be able to have a lighting system in here. We could also just do half blocks if we wanted, but I kind of like the idea that it carries that little ledge area. So the lines seem to work pretty well. So I think that's what we'll do. All right, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and call this one here. I'm going to thank you all for stopping, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, want to do something nice for me on this lovely Friday and hopefully will help wake me up, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw those down in the section below. This is while I am building the ship, it is a community project, so feedback is always appreciated. If you have any ideas or suggestions, never be afraid to put them forward. Okay, so what we're going to do. Off camera, I am going to get the rest of the thrusters in on the other side, on the port side. All of the thrusters that still need to be welded up, like these guys. We're going to get all of these welded up. Get the other thrusters welded up and see if we can get the rest of the ions done. I hope so. I think I queued enough thruster components for everything, but we will find out. So come Monday, the idea is this ship should be pretty much ready to launch. It should be completely, like the thruster should be completely done. There may be some work on the armor that still needs to happen, like the underbelly section. We'll probably need to work on that a little bit next week. But I do want to have all of the thrusters done and ready to go, and the bulk of the armor on this side done, because like I said, we do still need to do the put the rest of the thrusters in, and then do the little nacelle cowling thing that ties that piece of armor to that piece of armor. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Yay! Oh, Hal has gone space drunk.